and welcome to the Polideportivo in Monterrey in Mexico, where we will crown the men and women's Pan American Recurve champions. After a year disrupted by COVID, many of these archers are making their return to the international stage, and it's not just a chance for them to win titles, but also to measure performance at continental level. Well, it's been strange weather in Mexico this week. It's been really hot, it's been really humid, but right now it's only about 19 degrees and humidity up to 58%. And the strong winds of earlier this morning seem to have died down a little bit in the shadow of the mountains that surround Monterrey. I'm Alec Wilkinson. With me to guide us through the action is international Belgian archer Sarah Priels, and lots of great action to come, Sarah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to finding out who will be the next Recurve Pan American champions.
Well, not long to wait, and the first match will be underway very soon. So let's take a look at the 4 semi-finalists. Now, let's start with the schedule for today's session. We'll bring you all the action from the semi-finals onwards, so 8 matches coming your way over the next couple of hours. And this is how they progress to the semis. As we've seen time and again at this event, it's the home country, Mexico and Colombia, who dominate the final rounds.
Today, Recurve Women semi-finals.
Well, the draw means both countries will make it to the final, of course, but our first match will be an all-Mexican affair. The second one, the second semi, all Colombian. Let's meet our 2 semi-final archers.
En el blanco número 1 y representando a México, on target number 1, representing México, Ana Vázquez. En el blanco número 2 y representando a México, on target number 2, representing Mexico, Valentina Vázquez.
So Valentina Vázquez, just 18 years old, up against Ana Vázquez, no relation, who's 20 years old. And what can we expect here, Sarah?
I think both archers don't have much international experience, so this is going to be good for them in preparation for a season maybe leading them to Tokyo.
Well, we say, I said earlier the wind had dropped slightly. It has, but it is still there. It's still a significant presence within the arena. So let's see with the first arrows how it goes. Let's see if they've been watching earlier sessions and been out there practicing, and see how they do with their first arrows. Vázquez starts with a 7 on the 70-meter range. And it's a 7 for Anna as well.
Yes, 10.
And that is so important, isn't it, in the early stages of a first set?
Yeah, finding the 10 so early in the match is gonna give her confidence to keep going and pushing through.
9, 9.
Also a 9, but it's not enough, and Valentina Vázquez wins that first set to go 2-0 up. So from the early arrows, what do you make of the conditions out there?
It looks quite windy. They seem to be handling it quite well compared to what we've seen this morning. It's definitely less windy.
Resultado parcial oficial Valentina Vázquez de México, 2 puntos de set. Ana Vázquez de México, 0 puntos de set. Official partial results.
So Valentina,
Vázquez, 2
two,
set points. Ana
2
Vázquez,
points
0 set
up
points.
after the first set. First to 6 set points wins. The highest score from the 3 arrows in each set wins you the set, and you get 2 points for a winning set, 1 point for a tied set. As the trailing archer, Anna goes first.
5.
And she'll be disappointed by that.
Buena. 9. 9. Nueve. 9. Nueve. 9.
Are you spotting any different styles here?
9.
I think Valentina is letting the wind actually move her bow, and she's not fighting it. Like, you can see her bow going from left to right at the start of each arrow.
10.
But it's a technique that's working. She's just taken the second set.
Yeah, it seems to be working quite well for her.
But I'm trying to sort of understand how that would work, because it's all about keeping things steady and still, though, isn't it? Rather than just letting them blow in the breeze.
Usually, yes, but I guess she is just focusing on that, you know, aiming and getting that target in her sight properly, and then, you know, letting the wind affect her bow, but not her mental and not her aiming.
Official partial results. Valentina Vázquez, 4 set points. Ana Vázquez, 0 set points.
Well, Anna's been competing in the Indoor Archery World Series online through the winter months. But this championship is really her first test in a long, long time. Can she claw back this match now?
9. 9. Buena. 8. 8.
So 2 9s for Ana Vázquez.
7. 7.
She's putting the pressure on Valentina, and it seems to be working.
Anna with a 3-point advantage. Final arrow of this third set. She needs to win the set or draw.
9.
Another 9, so 27. So she's done it. So Ana Vázquez begins her comeback, maybe.
8 posible 9. 8 possible 9.
As she takes the third set to make it 4-2 now. And yeah, so Valentina starting very strongly, but we maybe have seen Anna get into her groove at last.
Yeah, she did start very strongly, and there was no real sign of stress or anxiety until that third arrow of the set, where she came down and reset to shoot that arrow better.
4 puntos de set Valentina Vázquez, 2 puntos de set Ana
Hopefully
Vázquez.
Anna can,
Official
you know,
partial
come back
results.
in this
Valentina
next one,
Vázquez,
and
4 set
we
points.
can have a tight
Ana
match.
Vázquez, 2 set points.
So once again, if Valentina wins this set, the match will be hers. It's a draw or to win this.
Nueve, 9, 8, 8.
Too low, she said to her coach. Ooh.
10, 10.
I think she's got the wind down now.
Fantastic shot from Anna. Now Valentina, is she going to go higher? Yes,
Yes.
she does this time and gets a 10.
10.
She learnt from her first arrow. Anna still with the slightest of advantages. This has got to be a good shot. She can't afford anything
Ocho.
less than a draw. It's
8.
an 8. Will it be enough? 9 to draw, 10 to win.
Very windy.
Oh,
6.
the set goes
Six.
to Ana Vasquez. 27-24. The match is all square. Yeah, we're seeing the wind get
Picking
stronger
up.
now. I think there was a bit of a lull at the start, wasn't there?
Yeah, they got lucky for 2 ends, I think. And now it's just getting stronger again.
But the wind is all part of the game in archery. Learning how to compensate, how
Resultado
to
parcial
react
oficial,
to
4
those
puntos de set
gusts.
para cada arquera. Official partial results,
Yeah, and I
4
think
set
this
points
week they've had,
each archer.
a lot of different weather conditions, and I think that's what you want when you start again after a year long of no competitions. You get everything, so you can see if you're ready. You can see what changes need to be made for the next one.
Ocho, 8.
Valentina starts the 5th set with an 8. A draw will take them to a shoot-off.
Ocho, 8. 6.
Some erratic shooting. Some overcompensating at times, undercompensating for the wind at others. And it gets a 9.
9.
I'm not sure if she read the wind wrong or if it's just not consistent.
Vasquez, Anna with a 3-point lead, but what a final
10.
arrow that is from Valentina Vasquez, a 10 to give her 24. So now Anna needs 8 to win. A 7 will take it to a shoot-off. And it's a 7.
7.
She turns round to look at her coach. Was that a 7, she says? Yeah, it goes to 5-5. The two teammates are taking it right to the wire. And a lot of these archers have been competing in sort of online indoor archery. How on earth has that worked?
So we would all be at home in our local ranges and shoot with somebody else who could make sure you were scoring your arrows properly. And then you would send pictures of your targets to World Archery, and they would, rank you after making sure you didn't, add a few points.
Which is a great initiative, but it also explains why these archers are so happy to be here on these outdoor ranges, facing each other side by side in the flesh.
Yeah.
And it makes a huge difference.
And having, you know, other countries and other people that you haven't seen for, you know, months and months, it makes a difference. It makes it more enjoyable. You can see a different in attitude in both girls. You know, Valentina is a lot more stressed than Anna, and I think that's experience and age. You know, Anna has a little bit more experience than Valentina, and I think that might be what she needs to win the match.
Well, Mexico have qualified, the Mexican women have qualified in the recurve for the Olympic Games. And that will be a target, or future Olympic Games will be a target for both these two archers. It's the closest arrow to the centre that wins this shoot-off.
9.
Valentina with a 9, so Anna needs to get closest to the centre. And she doesn't.
8.
She misses out. So Valentina Vasquez will go through to the final of the women's recurve. And they really took it to the very last arrow, to the shoot-off. An exciting semi-final from the two Mexicans.
The recurve women division.
In some difficult conditions, as the breeze came and went, and they had to adapt and then readapt again. But Ana Vasquez will appear in the bronze medal match in about 15 minutes time, so we will get to see her again soon. But Valentina gets to put her feet up for a while and prepare for the final. And these two archers for Mexico, Sarah, you know, the Mexican team have real strength in depth. There are a lot of quality archers that make up that team, and what we're seeing here is the future of their Olympic campaigns.
It is, yes. These girls are, you know, 20-year-old and 18-year-olds, so they have a long career ahead of them, and, you know, getting that international experience now is very, very good for them and will help them in the future.
Now we will follow with the second semi-final match. Let's welcome now the contenders.
Well, as we rewatch that embrace by the two teammates, the next semi-finalists make their way onto the field of play, both from Colombia. So after our all Mexican semi-final, it's an all Colombian semi now, with Mayra Sepulveda and Valentina Contreras.
En el blanco número 1 y representando a Colombia, on target number 1 representing Colombia, Mayra Sepúlveda. En el blanco número 2 y representando a Colombia, on target number 2 and representing Colombia, Valentina Contreras.
Well, neither of these two has ever medalled at an international tournament of this level before. But that's obviously going to change today, with at least one of them guaranteed a medal here. We just don't know what colour yet. Sepulveda is going to be on target 1 then, and Contreras on target 2. Big age difference, 25 years old, Sepulveda, compared to the Contreras, who's 32. That doesn't necessarily reflect their experience. We shall see. We shall see how things unfold on the field of play. And the first set's underway with a 6.
6. 6. Siete, 7. 7, 7.
Often these early arrows are a little wayward as the archers just get a feel for the conditions and the breeze.
9, 9.
Wow, they really are matching each other 22 apiece, so it's a drawn set, 1-1. Spotted any differences there between the first pairing and this pair?
Yeah, the technique looks a lot different. I'm not an expert in recurve, but there is
a compound specialist.
Yeah.
Resultado parcial
there's
oficial,
more movement
un punto de
in
set para
the
cada arquero.
draw cycle at the beginning.
Official partial results, 1 set point, both archers.
And yeah, as we've seen, I think the first arrows were just, trying to decide how windy it was and where to aim for the next one.
That loud hooter in the background, by the way, apparently is a train that goes past at this time every afternoon, so it won't be putting the archers off. They're quite used to it. It's been doing it all week.
Seis, 6. Yes.
Our first 10 of this match.
Nueve, 9. Ocho.
I wonder if we're beginning to see that they've locked into the conditions, they've adapted, the scores are beginning to rise.
9.
Yeah, they're
9.
finding the middle a lot more.
Six to draw. And it's an 8. So Valentina Contreras takes the set and goes 3-1 up. And a big sigh of relief from her. The pressure's lifted just a little bit.
I think the windy conditions are making this quite tricky, and they have to be more focused on where to aim and how strong the wind is.
Resultado parcial oficial, 3 puntos de set Valentina Contreras, 1 punto de set Mayra Sepúlveda. Official partial results, Valentina Contreras, 3 set points, Mayra Sepúlveda, 1 set point.
Colombia have had a really good showing in the various disciplines here, the Pan American Games and in the Olympic qualifiers as well. Both the women's and the men's recurve teams have qualified for Tokyo.
Ocho, 8. Nueve, 9.
Just talking to herself, wasn't she?
Yeah, that's what, positive talking helps a lot, confidence, and helps you keep going in these situations where it's not easy.
Seis, 6.
So Mayra going for her final arrow, and it's a 9, bringing her total to 27. So the set belongs to Sepulveda.
Ocho, 8.
27-23, all square again, and it's 3-3. And presumably, you know, these teammates know each other really well. They know their weaknesses, they know their strengths, they train together.
Yeah, they will know each other very well, and it's often harder to shoot against a teammate than it is to shoot against anybody else, because you have to shoot against them so often. It becomes more of a
Resultado parcial oficial,
little
ambas
challenge.
arqueras 3 puntos de set.
Oh no, you won last
Official
week. Well,
partial results.
this time it's me.
3 set
So
points
it
for both
gets
archers.
more challenging, I think, as time passes, because one of them will want to be, you know, the best in the country and show everybody else that no, she's the one.
Yeah, you often speak to you know, teammates, especially those who are you know, close friends, and you say, well, how is it, you know, going up against your good friend? And they go, well, the minute we step out on that field, everything changes and we're competitors.
9, 9. Seis, 6.
4-6, just pulled to the right there.
Yeah, she was moving a lot.
10, 10.
No mistakes from Mayra Sepulveda. Oof.
4 posible 5. 4 possible 5.
Well, whatever happens, we're going to go to a fifth set.
9 posible 10. 9 possible 10.
So we go to that fifth
9.
set with Sepulveda holding a distinct advantage. 5-3 to the 25-year-old, who ranked 11th in qualifying compared to Contreras, who came out second.
Yeah, I don't think she will be pleased by the way she's shooting at the moment. But I think the windy conditions are, you know, the problem today.
Resultado parcial oficial, 5 puntos de set para Mayra Sepúlveda, 3 puntos de set para Valentina Contreras.
But of course the
Official
advantage
partial
of
results, Mayra Sepúlveda 5 set points, Valentina
the scoring
Contreras
system
3
of
set
Recurve
points.
is that now she just has to reset. You know, yep, she lost the previous set, but she can reset her mind now and come out from scratch. If she wins set 5, she'll square the match 5-5. If Sepulveda wins or it's drawn, then the match goes to Sepulveda and she's going into the final. Well, I wonder now, is it the wind or has she just lost her focus?
7.
She can't believe it
7.
either. Maybe it is
I think
the breeze.
it's the wind, yeah. If you look at her bow, it's just going from left to right. Not this time.
8. 8. 7. 7.
Final arrow for Valentina Contreras. And it's another 3.
3.
And
3.
she just Just needs to hit the target, and it's a victory for Mayra Sepulveda. She's through to the gold medal match, and look what it means to her. It was a really strange match with strange conditions, very difficult for these two to compete in. But Valentina Contreras will go to the bronze medal match shortly, and we will see Mayra Sepulveda of Colombia up against Valentina Vasquez in the final.
It looked very difficult, and the fact that Contreras' arrows were in a group for, the last her 2 threes means that it's the wind and it's not,
Valentina Contreras from Colombia will be
I think it's just bad
going for to the
judgment.
bronze medal match.
So now, what does she have to do? How does she reset for? I'm talking about Valentina Contreras now, and the bronze medal match that's coming up next. What does she have to do to reset for that?
I think she has a small advantage on Vasquez because she was just on the field. She knows how strong the wind is. Yes, she made some bad call in this match, but hopefully she can refocus and read the wind better in the next one. I think she will want to give it all to get that medal and be quite disappointed by her performance and try to just do better.
This might be a strange question to you, but how do you give it your all in archery? In some sports that just means absolutely busting a gut, but how do you do it in archery, which is a real balance between physical and mental and calmness as well?
I think you try to go in that match mentally stronger and just focus on how you've been doing the whole week. If she's there, it's not a surprise. She qualified second, so she can shoot. She just struggled today with the wind. I think she has to, keep a positive mindset for this match and do the best she can.
We're getting a view there of the foothills of the Sierra Madre Oriental Mountains that sort of surround or form a border around Monterrey. But this is how the Recurve Women's is looking now. We have our finalists, one from Mexico, one from Colombia, as we knew would always happen, and it's Sepulveda against Valentina Vasquez, and the bronze will be between Ana Vasquez and Valentina Contreras. Sarah, did you know Monterrey is only 150 kilometers from Texas?
No, I didn't.
Démosle la bienvenida a los atletas que disputan la medalla de bronce. Now we will follow with the Recurve Women Bronze Medal match. Let's welcome now the contenders for this bronze medal match.
So here they come, led out by the Colombian Valentina Contreras, and in red, Valentina Vasquez. Very much emerging names on the international scene, these two.
En el blanco número 1 representando a México, on target number 1 representing México, Ana Vázquez. En el blanco número 2 y representando a Colombia, on target number 2 representing Colombia, Valentina Contreras. El juez de línea de este match, the line judge for this match, Eric Barreto.
So a Pan American bronze medal at stake here in really difficult, awkward conditions. And Valentina Contreras looking a little bit nervous there.
She does, yes. She doesn't seem that confident, whereas you have that look on Anna's face that she's going for it.
Yeah. So Valentina Vasquez to go, Ana Vasquez to go first.
Siete, 7. 10, 10.
And Ana looked the more relaxed of the two in the semi-final as well. She seemed to be sort of enjoying herself more almost.
9.
Yeah, she
9.
seems very composed and relaxed. That's what you want when you get on a final field.
9.
You don't want to be terrified by what's happening. You want to enjoy every second of it.
Diez, 10.
Couple of very good arrows there from Ana. And it's a 9 from Valentina Contreras.
9.
And that is enough to take the set. And so she goes 2-0 up.
She did manage to reset her mind during those, 3 minutes between her semi-final and this bronze final.
Now we're talking about pressure and nerves and so on, and the fact that some of these archers are pretty young and kind of in many ways learning the trade of international tournaments. But there is no crowd, of course, because of COVID-19. So do you think that takes the edge off that pressure? In many ways, is this a good way to start your international career as a 20-year-old?
I'm not sure, because she could be lifted by, the Mexican crowd if they were there. It could help her achieve even, better results.
Great start to the second set for Ana Vasquez.
6, posible 7. 6, possible 7.
And the breeze getting up again. Looks like it's changed directions, blowing towards them now.
9, 9.
It has definitely picked up, yeah. 8, 8.
8 for Ana's third arrow. And a 9 for Valentina Contreras.
9.
It's not enough though, and the match is standing now, all evens, 2-2. You were telling me, Sarah, the other day about a tournament in Antalya where the wind was really strong a few years ago.
Yeah, the World Championship back in 2013, where teams had to either kneel down on the floor to shoot or use backpacks to, make themselves a bit heavier. So this is not quite the same level, but I wouldn't want to be out there right now.
Frightening thing is that Ana on the left there was just out of nappies around that time.
Yes, thank you for making me feel old.
Six, possible 7. 6, possible 7.
So that might be marked up when they double check later.
8.
undisputed 8 for Valentina Contreras, though.
I think the age difference is quite a good thing in archery. You know, you can be good when you're this young, or like we've seen yesterday, if you're 40.
10, 10.
Yep, the Canadian recurve women putting on an incredible show in their Olympic qualifier. Both of them over 40.
9, 9.
Final arrow. It's a 9.
9.
So total of
9.
25. Might be 26 for Ana Vasquez.
She's gonna struggle with time now, having had issues with her clicker.
Oh, it's released it too early. Lost control of that. Oh, that's a dreadful thing to happen in a medal match.
I don't know how much time she had left, but not a lot. I think that was, you know.
Well, let's just have a look at that. So what happened to start with? What caused it?
I think her clicker wasn't engaged properly, so she tried to reset it, and then her arrow got knocked off the string, so she had to restart all over again, and so she lost, like...
And we can show us the clicker here. Just describe on this next shot.
The metal plate that will, you know, click when you've reached...
That gold tips.
Yeah, when you've reached the right draw length, so that you shoot every arrow with the same power.
Well, Contreras sort of smiled about it initially, but it was a huge blow to her. And now she's got an uphill struggle to come back.
7, 7.
But you can, and that's the beauty of the set scoring system in recurve.
Seis, 6. 8, 8.
Yeah, I think the set system here are gonna be an advantage for Valentina. Because she can just move on from that mess and get the next 2 points.
7.
22 points, and that means that forces Ana Vasquez to get a 10, a 9 for a draw, and it's a 9.
9.
So it's a point apiece, and Ana Vasquez now a point away from victory. So a word from the coach, just settling her down. She's still upset, isn't she, about that technical mistake that she made in the third set. What does the coach say to her? Do they all have different tricks? Do they have different things to say? What does your coach tell you?
I think they have all different tricks. You know, my coach would just be like, "Come on, it's done. Just move on." If that doesn't work, he will, try something else, and try to take my mind off, that one arrow that I messed up completely, so that I can get into that next set with another mindset and leaving that behind me.
Set number 5. Contreras must win this to force a shoot-off. And what a start. It's a 10.
10. 8, 9, 9, 6, 6.
That's Contreras' chance to square the match. It's a 7, so a total of 26.
7, 7.
So that's
So the set is hers. She's done it.
Siete,
3
7.
good arrows from Valentina Contreras, and that brings it to 5-5, and we're going to a shoot-off. And you just saw a difference in attitude in Contreras there, didn't you? After she had that chat with her coach, she came out just looking different. She just seemed to be far more focused. She found her composure again.
Yes, she did. She was just a different archer than the end before, where I think she was still stuck on that mistake she made. So that's where having a good coach is important. They will help you get over stuff faster and help you achieve what you want to achieve.
It's a great facility, this archery field. It's just one of many sports facilities, part of the Tigres Sports Centre, and that's part of the University of Nuevo León in Monterrey. And if you're wondering where exactly that is in Mexico, Monterrey is in the northeast, not that far actually from the US border. Making sure everything is reset, fair, balanced, stable in this wind for the shoot-off. Yeah, it's a chilly afternoon in Monterrey.
I don't think they were expecting that kind of weather when we had 35 degrees yesterday.
Yep, barely 22 degrees this afternoon. And a chilly breeze that is in many ways playing havoc with the archery. Here we go then. It's an arrow apiece. Closest to the centre wins. Bronze medal at stake. Ana Vasquez. Oof.
Yes.
Probably her best shot of the match.
Very good arrow. That's gonna be hard to beat.
The match goes to Ana Vasquez, as does the bronze medal. So Mexico gets onto the podium first for that third place.
Cuarto lugar, Valentina Contreras de Colombia.
It was a long, hard
of the
fight.
bronze medal is Ana Vasquez from Mexico. Fourth place, Valentina Contreras from Colombia.
So a nice little celebration between the two. Disappointment though for Valentina Contreras, but she did fight back several times, showed her mettle in doing so. She had that technical issue in the third set, and still she fought back and came back to force a shoot-off. But it wasn't to be, and the bronze medal goes to Ana Vasquez of Mexico.
Continuamos con la disputa por la medalla de oro en el arco recurvo femenino. Now we will follow with the Recurve women gold medal match. Let's welcome now the contenders for the gold medal. Démosle la bienvenida a los atletas.
So they're just preparing for that big final match, as we enjoy some of the highlights or not of that bronze medal match. And just like the bronze medal match, the gold final is between a Colombian and a Mexican. Valentina Vasquez in the red, up against Mayra Sepulveda in the blue.
En el blanco número 1, representando a México. On target number 1, representing México, Valentina Vázquez. En el blanco número 2, representando a Colombia. On target number 2, representing Colombia, Mayra Sepúlveda. El juez de línea de este match, the line judge for this match, Andrew Neville.
Well, so from what you've seen, how would you call this this match?
I would like to believe that being on home turf is going to help Vasquez winning this match. So I will, bet on her.
You'll bet on the home,
Yeah.
on the home team, on the home archer. Valentina came through ranked 4th, and Sepulveda came through ranked 11th. But let's see who comes out on top in this gold medal match for the women's recurve, and not the best of starts for Valentina Vasquez.
One.
Now, are we seeing nerves or wind?
I'd like to believe wind. But, you have a 18-year-old who doesn't have much experience.
Yeah, we just got a flash there of the wind. The wind has really got up and it's changed direction. I think it's now blowing towards them. So
yeah.
It's shifted.
I think safe to say it's the wind.
So what do you do when the wind does shift and is blowing towards you? How do you compensate?
7.
You try and make a good decision, because apparently it's not straight
10.
to you.
10.
They seem to be blown across
Just
to the right as well. So I think you shoot that first arrow and have a feeling on how the wind is going, and then compensate for the next few arrows you have to shoot.
Well, I don't think we can judge either of these finalists on that first set. It's gone to Valentina Vasquez.
Resultado parcial oficial: Valentina Vázquez 2 puntos de set, Mayra Sepúlveda 0 puntos de set. Official partial results: Valentina Vázquez from Mexico 2 set points, Mayra
So there we go,
Sepúlveda from
confirmation
Colombia
that,
0 set
Vasquez
points.
is a set up, so 2 points to 0 up. And Sepulveda is just wondering how to approach this second set. Eye on the windsock at the far end there just gives you an idea of how erratic the breeze is.
6. 10. 10.
That's some good, wind reading there, I think.
9.
So is that a 9?
9.
We're seeing them hone in on the centre again.
8.
And how much coaching is the other coaches allowed to do from behind the scenes? Let's just see this
7.
final arrow. She's 4 behind. She just needs a 5 to go 4-0 up, and she gets an 8.
8.
So
8.
the second set belongs to Valentina Vasquez as well.
So coaches are allowed to talk as much as they want, when you're at full draw, when you're waiting, whenever they actually want. There is no limit for that. And for example, my coach will talk me through my whole shot, and make me shoot the arrow. He will, take me from the start to the end. It depends on archers.
When you're actually doing it?
Yes, when I'm actually, drawing the bow, settling at full draw and everything. He's not telling me how to shoot it, but he's just keeping my mind focused on what I'm doing.
Back on the shooting line for set 3 of this gold medal match in the women's recurve. The title of Pan American champion at stake.
Cinco, 5. 7 posible 8, 7 possible 8. Ocho, 8. Ocho, 8.
So 15 possible, 16 for Vasquez. 2-point advantage. A final arrow for Maria Sepulveda. 5 will win the match then for Valentina Vasquez. Hold your breath because it's worth a gold medal. And she does it. She gets an 8.
Fantastic shooting from the 18-year-old Mexican.
Wow. So a gold medal match. Valentina Vasquez of Mexico at the young age of just 18 comes and takes it in 3 sets against Maria Sepulveda.
De la medalla de oro, Valentina Vázquez de México. Segundo lugar y medalla de plata para Mayra Sepúlveda de Colombia. The winner of the gold medal is Valentina Vázquez from Mexico. Silver medal in second place to Mayra Sepúlveda from Colombia.
So it's a gold and a bronze for Mexico in the women's recurve, and Valentina Vasquez is crowned Pan American recurve champion here in Monterrey. Maria Sepulveda of Colombia will have to make do with the silver. I say have to make do. In these conditions, even making it to the final was a huge achievement, and really a huge achievement for all 3 of the podium finishers. And Mayra Sepulveda, I was just checking their ages, 18 years old, that gold medal winner. Silver went to a 25-year-old, and the bronze went to a 20-year-old. So what we're seeing here really is the future of Pan American archery. And I wonder how many of these names and faces we will see at future Olympic Games. We'll hear from our winner very shortly. And then we will also be moving swiftly onto the men's
Valentina,
finals. But right now,
por este título
our
panamericano y
champion.
aquí en casa, ¿cómo te sientes?
Me siento muy feliz y contenta por este título. Es mi primera medalla como mayor. Un poquito, no sé, tal vez insatisfecha o algo. No sé, siento que me pude adaptar un poquito mejor al aire, pero fue algo muy, muy complicado.
Disparaste puntuaciones de 18, 26 y 23 y lograste el partido en 6-0. ¿Cómo lograste manejar el viento que estuvo bastante cambiante hoy?
La verdad, yo creo que para ganar este partido no era quién tiraba mejor, sino quién controlaba mejor el aire o quién se adaptaba mejor a ello. Y pues yo sí lo intenté como que hacer pues mi técnica, adaptarme lo más pronto posible y pues dar lo mejor, ¿no? Sobre todo en que en la primera serie hubo un cambio repentino de viento hacia el otro lado y pues sí afectó un poquito, pero me enfoqué en las últimas 2 flechas.
Esa es tu primera competencia como mayor. Vienen muchas otras competencias este año, sobre todo Tokio, Medellín. ¿Cómo te sientes de cara a eso luego de esa medalla acá?
Me siento muy feliz y contenta, ya que esto me ayuda mucho para las próximas competencias, me ayuda a ver dónde estoy más o menos, me dio mucha oportunidad de lo que me falta mejorar, de lo que he mejorado ya, y pues ir puliendo todo lo que falta, ¿no? Ya era la primera competencia después de un año, fue un poco difícil, pero creo que lo hice muy bien.
Muchas gracias, Valentina.
Gracias.
Felicitaciones.
Well done to her. Obviously very happy at her title in her first major tournament as a senior. So what an achievement that is in some really difficult conditions that she had to overcome. And it's about adaptability, isn't it, Sarah? Because you can practice your technique over and over and over again, but then when you get to the outdoor ranges, everything can change.
Yes, everything can change. As we've seen this week, they've had calm weather, I presume, for qualifying, seeing the scores. And then, today is just, they seem to be very cold and it's just blowing them away.
So there's a period now, obviously, which is beginning to pick up within the archery season. It's all getting underway, and we're building up to Tokyo. I imagine at this stage in the season it's still impossible to predict what's going to happen in Tokyo.
Monterrey 2021.
Yes, it is definitely
Premiamos la
not
categoría Recurve
the right
femenino.
moment
Pedimos
to
el
make
apoyo de las
prediction for
autoridades
Tokyo.
para realizar la
Some teams
entrega de
can
las
still
medallas a
qualify,
los ganadores.
and this will change.
Welcome to the award ceremony of the Pan
depending
American
on
Championship
who
Monterrey
gets
2021.
places.
We will award the Recurve Women Division. We ask the support of the authorities to give the medals to the athletes.
Well, it's a chance for the Mexicans on their home turf to enjoy their moment on the podium. Gold and a bronze for them. Maria Sepulveda of Colombia with the silver.
Director General del Instituto Estatal de Cultura Física y Deporte del Estado de Nuevo León. The medals will be presented by Magister Jesús Perales Navarro, Nuevo León State Sport Institute Director General. Tercer lugar y medalla de bronce para Ana Vázquez de México. Segundo lugar y medalla de plata para Mayra Sepúlveda de Colombia. Second place and silver medal to Mayra Sepúlveda from Colombia. Primer lugar, medalla de oro y campeona panamericana, Valentina Vázquez de México. First place, gold medal and Pan American champion, Valentina Vázquez from Mexico. Se entrega al campeón un trofeo otorgado por el comité organizador. Now, a trophy offered by the organizing committee will be presented to the gold medalist. Solicitamos respetuosamente a todos escuchar el himno nacional de México. Those who can stand, please do for the national anthem of Mexico.
Well, a round of
Agradecemos
applause.
la presencia de los países participantes,
And
así como a las autoridades
A final
presentes.
look at our
We thank the
three
presence of the
recurve
participant countries,
medal
also to the
winners
authorities.
here at the Pan American Games in Monterrey. A hug between the two Mexicans who got gold and bronze, and the Colombian Maria Sepulveda. But all three of them under the age of 25, so a huge achievement for them, and that is confirmation of the results. And Valentina Contreras as well, getting fourth. And they all put on a really, really entertaining show in very difficult windy conditions. And for many of these athletes, it's off to the first stage of the Hyundai Archery World Cup next month, which will be in Guatemala City.
Yes, I hope they're all looking forward to it. I will be catching up from home because having been in lockdown until, tomorrow,
Yes.
practice has not been very consistent. I've just got back to practicing this month. I had to wait to get approval from Sports Scotland, so I wouldn't be ready.
Although you're Belgian, you actually live in Scotland, so that's where you do your training, obviously. Yeah. And lockdown here ends tomorrow, does it for you?
It does, yes.
I can't keep up as to when we're in lockdown and when we're not.
I think it's 29th, yeah.
But either way, I think that's reflective, really, of not just archery, but all sports, and how difficult it's been for top-level athletes to stay fit and stay in practice.
Yes.
So the Mexican flag flies in celebration of their gold and bronze medals in the women's recurve. And in just a few minutes' time, we will get the men's recurve finals underway. Well, we have two Brazilians in the semi-finals, a Chilean and a Colombian. So potentially it could be an all-Brazilian final.
De los partidos por medalla. Démosle la bienvenida ahora a los arqueros de la primera semifinal. Welcome to the Pan American Championship Monterrey 2021 Recurve Men semifinals. We will start with the semifinals, then immediately follow with the medal matches. Let's welcome now the contenders for the first semifinal.
So here we go then. It's Marcos D'Almeida of Brazil in the yellow, and Ricardo Soto of Chile in the red. We've seen Ricardo in action in a number of the events and disciplines here.
En el blanco número 1 y representando a Brasil, on target number 1 representing Brazil, Marcos D'Almeida. En el blanco número 2 y representando a Chile, on target number 2 representing Chile, Ricardo Soto.
The 21-year-old, he was beaten by his teammate Andres Aguilar in the quarterfinals of the Olympic qualifiers yesterday in this same range. So this is his second chance to shine here in Monterrey. Aguilar, by the way, went on to take the silver. But they did enough to qualify their nation to the Olympic Games. But now this is all about him and whether he can come away with a Pan American title. Ricardo Soto facing the top-ranked archer from Brazil, Marcos D'Almeida, 23 years old. And he will shoot first.
Nueve, 9. 9, 9. Siete, 7.
Higher scoring,
9.
more consistent shooting from the men than we've seen in the women's competition. And that first set has gone to Marcus D'Almeida. Got an insurmountable lead.
9,
And he takes
9.
it 28-25, goes 2 up. So, first impressions?
It's a very good start for Marcus. I think Ricardo had just needed a little bit more time to get used to the wind again. Marcus is the clear favorite, after having had bad experiences at the home games 5 years ago. He's just coming back
Resultado
to a
parcial
better level
oficial.
and with
2
a
puntos de set
stronger
Marcus de Almeida de Brasil, 0 puntos de
attitude.
set Ricardo Soto de Chile.
Very young
Official
at his
partial
home
results,
Olympic
2 set
Games.
points
It was
Marcus
a
de Almeida
lot of
from Brazil,
expectations to
0
bear
set points
on his
Ricardo
teenage
Soto from
shoulders.
Chile.
We have a much more confident, self-assured archer now in the 23-year-old. Certainly, if that first set's anything to go by, he's going to be tough to beat.
9, 9. Ocho, 8.
8 a las 10. Casi 9. 8 a las 9 prácticamente.
Nueve, 9.
Remind it's the first to 6 set points in Recurve that wins the match.
Nueve, 9. Yes.
Great final
10.
arrow. In fact, a great set from him. 28 points for Ricardo Soto. And that means it's all square.
9.
2 points each.
Ricardo looks a lot more relaxed than he did yesterday. I think having to shoot against his teammates was, extra pressure because they know each other so well.
Careers, these two kind of mirrored in as much as the Olympic Games are concerned. I mean, Marcus D'Almeida, yes, he was on home soil, so the pressure was huge on him. But at the same time, Ricardo Soto turned up representing Chile as the youngest archer at the Games. Just 16 years old. That's immense pressure to take.
And he did very well, finishing 9th.
Nueve, 9. Nueve, 9.
These two at the moment, pretty well matched, aren't they?
Yeah.
What do you think will make the difference?
I think reading the wind is
9.
going to be...
9.
It doesn't look too windy right now, so...
8, 8. Siete, 7.
8 to draw. He gets a 9.
Nueve.
So the set goes
9.
to Soto, 26-25. And he takes the lead. I know you're a compound archer, but anything in the styles here, any differences that you can see?
Marcus looks
Resultado
very
parcial oficial,
smooth and
2 puntos de set Marcus de Almeida de Brasil, 4 puntos de
for
set
me,
Ricardo Soto
as a
de Chile.
compound shooter, cleaner
Partial
than,
official results, Marcus de
Soto's
Almeida from Brazil,
technique.
2 set points, Ricardo Soto from Chile, 4 set points.
Well, that third set, often a crucial one to take. And it does mean now that Ricardo Soto is just a set away from victory.
10, 10. Ocho, 8.
Another 10.
10, 10.
Well, if ever he needed to hit form, it was in this third set, in this fourth set.
Nueve, 9.
Advantage to Almeida. He needs to at least draw it, the set, to save the
Nueve,
match. And that's a
9.
9. Could hardly have done any more. So a great score from Marcus de Almeida.
Ocho,
And
8.
it is now 4-all. Often happens, doesn't it, when you get to the semi-final stages, the quality is so high that they often go to the fifth set and even a shoot-off.
Yeah, especially when, you know, the conditions are changing and you have ends where they don't seem to be bothered by the wind, and then the next one it's breezy and they struggle to hold the boat
Resultado
still.
parcial oficial, 4
That
puntos
will
de set para cada arquero.
Make the
Partial
match
official results,
longer,
4 set points
which, you
for
know, is
each
enjoyable
archer.
for us.
Set 5. If someone wins the set, they win the match. If it's a draw, we go to a shoot-off.
Nueve posible 10, 9 possible 10. Nueve, 9. Diez, 10.
Great second arrow from Dalmeida under pressure.
Nueve, 9.
One big difference between both archers is Ricardo will move his sight after every single arrow. Just, you know, that one click.
Ocho
to
posible 9. 8 possible 9.
probably reset himself more than his sight.
So there's 9 points between them now. He needs a 9 or better. He gets the 9, so it's 27 apiece, but we have to wait for the checks on those 2 arrows of Marcus D'Almeida. Certainly need a magnifying glass, don't you?
Yeah, they both seem, close enough for the judge to struggle. Apparently he won. The Brazilian teammate was like going yay with his fist, so...
looks like he's giving it to him. It looks like Soto is going out.
De la segunda semifinal, en el recurvo masculino, Marcus de Almeida de Brasil en el blanco número 1.
And that's
Winner
it confirmed.
of the second semi-final match, Marcus de Almeida from Brazil on target number 1. Ricardo Soto de Chile
Marcus
pasará a
D'Almeida is
disputar la
through then
medalla de
to
bronce.
the final, and Ricardo Soto, well, he went one better than in the Olympic qualifiers yesterday, making it through to the semi-finals, but he'll be disappointed to be knocked out again before making it to that gold medal match. But celebrations for the Brazilian and the members of his team. And now he will be watching with interest, as we will, the second semi-final. But an absorbing contest from these two.
Yes, very tight match, and to the last arrow, to a judge call.
Continuamos con el segundo partido de semifinal. Now we will follow with the second semifinal match. Démosle la bienvenida a los atletas del segundo match.
Right, well, they're presenting
Let's
them
welcome now
to
the
us,
contenders
so
for
we're
the
going to
second
cross
semi-final
now
match.
to the tunnel area where they make their appearance. It's Colombia against Brazil this time. Leading them out, 27-year-old Bernardo Oliveira, and Santiago Arthilla will represent Colombia.
En el blanco número 1 y representando a Colombia, on target number 1 representing Colombia, Santiago Arthilla.
He's only
En el
one
blanco
prior
número
major
2 y
international on his
representando a
records,
Brasil,
Arthilla.
on target number 2 representing Brazil, Bernardo Oliveira.
Well, Oliveira at the grand old age of
El juez de línea
27,
de este
Sarah,
match,
is
the line judge
by
for this
far the
match,
oldest archer
Saúl
in these
Flores.
semi-finals.
Yeah, he is shooting against much younger archers.
Well, we've seen that youth have had the day so far, actually, in these finals. But it doesn't always count. A real variety of ages competing here. And indeed right across the sport. But for Santiago Arthilla of Colombia, this is really his first shot at a big podium place.
Ocho, 8.
He starts with a commendable 8. You can hear the wind getting up on the microphones. Match
Ocho,
Oliveira.
8. Nueve, 9.
Strong start of the match.
Nueve,
Yeah.
9.
Matching each other. Arrow by arrow.
Siete posible 8, 7 possible 8.
And a 10 just when he needed it to take the set and go 2-0 up. Get a good perspective of that 70-meter range from that angle, don't you?
Yeah, you can see that his bow is very well tuned and that arrow just flies very straight.
Resultado parcial oficial, 2 puntos de set Bernardo Oliveira de Brasil, 0 puntos de set Santiago Arthilla de Colombia. Official
Yes,
partial
Recurve
results,
sights don't have
2
any
set points to
magnifying
Bernardo Oliveira from
lenses,
Brazil, 0
so
set
they
points
have a
Santiago
smaller
Arthilla from Colombia.
aperture.
So what, do they have any lens?
No,
It's just
they could. Some of them have lenses, but without any power. It depends, you know, personal preferences again.
Set 2. Arthilla struggling against the breeze. Look at him wobble. He's running out of time. Oh, he does it though.
He does.
9.
Under pressure.
Nueve, 9. Nueve, 9.
Here, both archer are using the same aperture, which is a small ring with a pin in the middle.
6, 6.
Just see it like a red dot there on that piece sticking out horizontally.
9.
Well, 3 good 9s there from Santiago Arthilla. And that has squared the match. 9 from Oliveira, but it was never going to be enough, so 2-all. Arthilla showing his mettle, disappointed by his first set, but he's come back 2-2 now. So what sort of training have archers been able to do over the past year?
I guess it depends where you are in the world, what kind of, you know, house you have. If you have, you know, a home range where you can get 70 meters
Resultado
for
parcial oficial, 2 puntos de set,
you know, for
para
example,
ambos,
like
para cada
Sarah
arquero.
Lopez, only
Official
5
partial
meters,
results,
and you've spent,
2
you know,
set points
the
for
whole
each
lockdown
archer.
just shooting 5 meters and, you know, working on your technique. I guess that will depend on the rules where you are and, you know, what facilities you can get to.
First arrow of the third set, all square, 2-2 going into this. It's a 9 for Arthilla.
Ocho, 8. Ocho, 8. Ocho, 8.
Both of them paying a lot of attention to their coaches. Conditions changing so quickly. So
8 posible 9. 8 possible 9.
I'll need confirmation. So that's only 9 points between them. Oliveira 10 for a win. And he gets the 9.
9.
So it's 25
9.
apiece, and it goes to 3-all. We'll wait for that to be confirmed. So with this, I mean, the subtleties of shooting in these windy, gusty conditions, how can the coaches help them? I mean, obviously they can tell them how their arrow has, once it's hit the target, where it's
Resultado
gone
parcial
and so on.
oficial, 4 puntos de set Santiago Arthilla de Colombia,
So,
2
for example,
puntos de set
Oh, he's been
Bernardo
marked up then.
Oliveira de Brasil.
Yes.
So he was marked
Official
up.
partial results, 4 set points Santiago
So
Arthilla from
Arthilla of Colombia
2 set points
goes ahead
Bernardo Oliveira from
and is now
Brazil.
4-2 up.
So when you're at full draw, you can't really pay attention to that sock, and if it, suddenly changes, then that's where you would hope your coach is paying attention and can, tell you.
Ocho, 8. Diez, 10. Ocho, 8.
Oh, he took his time.
6, 6. Nueve.
Solid 9
9.
for Delmera to finish on 25. 10 to win the match for Santiago Arthilla. And he gets it!
10. 10.
Santiago Arthilla, the 21-year-old from Colombia, in his biggest tournament to date, goes through the semi-finals and will challenge for the gold medal. Well, Sarah, that was definitely the underdog in that semi-final.
Ganador
It
de
was,
este
yes.
match,
You know,
semifinal, Santiago Arthilla de
Oliveira
Colombia.
has a lot more
Pasará a
experience,
disputar la medalla de oro.
finishing fourth
Bernardo
at the home
Oliveira
games.
pasará a disputar la medalla de bronce. Winner of this match, Santiago
was
Arthilla from
expecting,
Colombia. Will be
a
shooting
different
for the gold
outcome
medal.
for this
Bernardo Oliveira from Brazil
I could
will
see
be
that from the look on your
shooting
face.
for the bronze medal.
Yep, your prediction not right on this one. But these conditions are difficult. But I mean, Arthilla, we don't want to take anything away from him. That was a good performance in blustery, windy conditions.
Yeah, it was a very good performance. He shot a 10 when he had to. He handled that pressure really well.
Well, Bernardo Oliveira will have a chance in the bronze medal match when he faces Chilean Ricardo Soto. And that's another difficult one to call. So our two finalists will be Marcos Almeida of Brazil and Santiago Arthilla of Colombia, the first and the third ranked players after qualification. And here comes confirmation of that. Marcos Almeida beating Nicolas Demore, who had a really good run in the Olympic qualifiers earlier in the week. In the earlier rounds, but now confirmation that we will have Ricardo Soto against Bernardo Oliveira in the bronze medal match next. Now, we've been talking, Sarah, about the sort of difference in age amongst archers. There's also all sorts of shapes and sizes who can take part. What is the sort of fitness regime? What is the training regime that is needed to be a top archer?
I think it really depends on everybody. Most Olympic archers will have to go through, strength and conditioning because it's part of their program, whereas less compound archers will have that in place. For example, my results have gotten better over the last 2 years since, I've had a private coach
con el
for that
partido
side,
por la disputa de la
of
medalla de bronce en el arco recurvo
my,
masculino.
Training regime.
What, the
Now
fitness
we
side
will
of it?
follow
fitness
with
side
the
of
Recurve men
it,
bronze
yes.
medal match.
And why do you think that is? Does it
Démosle
just
la
give you better,
bienvenida
I
a
don't
los
know,
atletas
core
que
strength, better
disputan la
upper
medalla
body
de bronce.
strength? Or what is
Let's
it you
welcome
focus
now
on?
the
I think
contenders
it's
for the bronze
overall
medal
strength
match.
and proprioception. We focus a lot on that, and it helps. It helps when I'm shooting.
So here we go with the bronze medal match. No time for recovery for Bernardo Oliveira. He's straight back in action after losing his
En
semi-final.
el blanco número
And
1
he's
y
up
representando a
against
Chile,
Ricardo
on target
Soto.
number 1 representing Chile, Ricardo Soto.
The 21-year-old who was ranked 12th after
En el blanco número 2
qualifying.
y representando a Brasil, on target number 2 representing Brazil, Bernardo Oliveira.
Bernardo Oliveira,
Juez de línea de
27
este
years
match,
old, ranked
line
10th
judge for this match,
in this
Alma
competition.
Piñeiro.
Now, Oliveira has been here before and finished 4th, missing out on the bronze medal in 2019. So he will be absolutely determined to go one better this time. You saw his disappointment when he went out in the semis. And equally, Ricardo Soto has come close in a number of quarters and semi-finals over the last week in the different events. Can he finally go away with a medal?
Siete, 7. 9, 9. 10.
Great
10.
second arrow. We saw Oliveira storm ahead in the first set of the semi-final, only to be reeled in.
9, 9.
Final
Nueve.
arrow as a 9, so
Nine.
that's 26 for Soto. So 8 to draw, 9 or 10 to win for the Brazilian. Oof, it's a 7, could be an 8.
7, posible
They're giving it
8.
a
7,
7.
possible 8.
So we have to wait and see what the officials say now. If it's an 8, then it's a point apiece.
The agent just, making sure the judge is giving the right call.
I think he's given it to him, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So they're upgrading it to an 8. There you go, 26 each, so
Resultado
it's
parcial oficial,
point
ambos arqueros
apiece.
un punto de set. Official partial results, 1 set point for each archer.
So effectively, the match starts again. The wind having a lull at the moment.
Nueve, 9. 9.
'It's not just the archers being buffeted about, it's the cameramen as well, isn't it?
9.
Yeah, it
Nine.
makes it look windier.
Just trying to steady himself. Took his time, it was worth
10.
it.
10.
Well, I'm going to double check it, but it looked like a 10 from here.
He was very short on time.
Cinco,
We could
posible
hear,
six.
you know,
5, possible
2,
6.
1.
And that goes
Ocho.
to
8.
Oliveira. A convincing victory in that second set. So 3-1 now to the Brazilian.
Resultado parcial oficial, 3 puntos de set para Bernardo Oliveira, 1 punto de set Ricardo
So
Soto.
that's confirmed that Oliveira took the set.
Bueno, official partial results, Bernardo Oliveira from Brazil, 3 set points, Ricardo Soto from Chile, 1 set point.
Yeah, the wind definitely has got up again, hasn't it? Does that call for a change in, I don't know, strategy or the way they, or what am I trying to say? The way they move, the way they draw the bow.
I think
Nueve.
they're gonna try
Nine.
and be, you know, consistent and pay more attention to little details in the draw,
Nueve.
especially
9.
where they're aiming and, you know, trying to read the wind.
You can see the strength needed to hold it in that position.
6.
Yeah, he drew it and then angled it upwards, didn't he?
Yeah.
Left-hander.
10.
Gets a 10.
10.
That was a long hold.
Just waiting for a calm moment in the wind. And that's,
Yes.
looks like a 10.
10.
Yes, it is. So 25. So Bernardo Oliveira needs 6 to draw. Oh, gets the 6.
6, posible 7.
So it's
6,
a
possible
point
7.
apiece. Well, if ever you thought he was going to go, you know, two sets up there, it was then. So 4-2 to the Brazilian now.
I think the wind is just getting in the way of making predictions for the results.
So going back to our
Resultado parcial oficial,
conversation
4
about
puntos de
fitness,
set Bernardo Oliveira de Brasil, 2
is that a
puntos de
general
set
trend
Ricardo
now
Soto
in
de Chile.
archery that we saw
Official
it happen in
partial
golf,
results, 4
didn't we?
set points Bernardo Oliveira
And now
from
we're seeing
Brazil,
it in archery that
2
more,
set points Ricardo Soto from
spending
Chile.
time getting fit and working on that endurance.
I think so, yes. I think, the more you're going to do to be stronger, working those legs who, are basically holding you up for, hours and hours when practicing, and getting that core to work properly for you is what everybody is going to try and work towards.
8, 8.
8,8 a las 9. Bien, vamos a seguir buscando su trabajo. Tranquilo.
9, 9.
Vamos, Ricardo, sólido, firme.
Soto needs to win this set to square the match. Victory for Oliveira will mean he gets the bronze.
9, 9.
A seguir trabajando, vamos. Muy bien, niño, muy bien, muy bien.
10, 10.
Great shots from Oliveira. He's shooting well in this fourth set.
Ocho, 8.
So Bernardo Oliveira looking for a 7 to win the bronze medal at this Pan American Championship, and he gets a 9, and he's done it. The 27-year-old Bernardo Oliveira takes the bronze, 6-2, and a really good performance. Soto started well though, but at no point did he go ahead in this match. So Oliveira
Ganador de la medalla de bronce, Bernardo
took control
Oliveira
in
de
the second
Brasil.
set
Cuarto
and
lugar,
never relinquished.
Ricardo Soto de Chile. The winner of the bronze medal, Bernardo Oliveira from Brazil. Fourth place, Ricardo Soto from Chile.
Recover or come closer to Oliveira.
What turns on your lights? The full moon is calling, the fever is high, and the wicked wind whispers and moans.
So Bernardo Oliveira goes off to contemplate winning his bronze medal, of course going one better than his fourth place finish in his last appearance at these games in 2019. Continental Games every couple of years, and the 27-year-old will be very pleased indeed with his bronze. And we'll now sit and watch his compatriot Marcus D'Almeida in the final
el
match.
partido por la disputa de la medalla de oro en el arco recurvo masculino. Now we will follow with the Recurve men gold medal match. Démosle la bienvenida a los atletas. Let's welcome now the contenders for the gold medal match.
So Marcus D'Almeida will face Colombia's Santiago Arthilla, who leads the two out. Marcus D'Almeida, who was ranked first, up
En el blanco
against
número 1 representando a Brasil,
Santiago
on
Arthilla,
target
who was
number 1
third
representing
in the
Brazil,
rankings.
Marcus D'Almeida. En el blanco número 2 representando a Colombia, on target number 2 representing Colombia, Santiago Arthilla. Juez de línea de
this
este
is
match, line
undoubtedly
judge for this
Santiago
match,
Arcilla's
Saúl Flores.
biggest match of his career. The 21-year-old has never been on a major podium. He's achieved that already, because whatever happens here, the silver is his. But can he make it gold against, well, the poster boy of the men's recurve archery in Brazil, Marcus D'Almeida?
7, 7,
Casi a las 3.
9,
Arcilla has surprised us
9.
throughout this tournament. We continue to surprise us, indeed shock us, in this gold medal match.
8, 8, 9, 9, 9, 9.
So Arcilla needing a 7 to win the set. And he gets an 8. So
8,
it's
posible 9, 8,
2-0
possible
up
9.
to the Colombian. What a great start.
It is, yes. I was wondering while watching them shoot if, you know, knowing that you have a medal is gonna free him from the pressure and help him, you know, shoot better, or if, you know, that pressure will still be there.
I remember when he came out for the semi-final, he looked very nervous, but that just sort of dissolved away after the first couple of 9s from his first few arrows. And this time he didn't look at all nervous, he just looks
Resultado
focused.
parcial oficial:
Looks
2
very
puntos de
focused,
set
yes.
Santiago Arthilla de Colombia, 0 puntos de set Marcos de Almeida de Brasil.
Well, a complete reversal to
Official partial
the
results: 2 set points
Arcilla
Santiago Arthilla
semi-final, where
Colombia,
he
0 set
lost
points
the first
Marcos de
set.
Almeida from Brazil.
Set number 2 with Marcos de Almeida trailing 2-0.
10, 10,
Right back in it.
Nueve, 9,
Advantage to the Brazilian in the second set.
He found the middle.
9 possible 10,
I think
9 possible
Arcilla
10.
might be in trouble.
Ocho, 8, 9,
Another 9 for
9.
Marcos de Almeida. That middle one could be upgraded to a 10. Arcilla now can't do anything with this. It's
9,
beyond his reach.
9.
And so the Brazilian squares things up. It's 2-2. Not sure what that look tells us.
I think
He didn't look like a man who just won that set and squared the match.
Probably trying to focus and, you know, stay in the moment and seeing
Resultado
the bigger
parcial
picture,
oficial:
not just that
2
one
puntos de
set.
set para cada arquero. Official partial results: 2 set points each archer.
Marcos de Almeida, top-ranked archer here, and it's not just about winning a title, it's also about using all the top-level
9,
competition he can
9.
to prepare for his second attempt at an Olympic medal. But for Arcilla, it is very much solely
9,
about
9.
getting a medal here, a gold medal.
Diez, 10, 10, 10.
Both of them back on target. Get the feeling the wind had dropped slightly. And that might explain
10.
the accuracy. 2 10s for Dalmeida. It's a long time since we saw 2 10s in a set. And it's an 8, so the set goes to Marcus Dalmeida. 4-2 up after 3 sets. And that gold medal is now within reach of Marcus Dalmeida of Brazil.
Hasn't made many mistakes in this match, you know, starting a bit with some reds. I think that was just, you know, trying to find out how the wind was, if there was any wind. And now he's just dialed in and, you know, shooting 29th for the last 2 ends.
Well, Dalmeida's registered 4 10s in this match to Arcilla's 1. But it's make or break now for Santiago Arthilla of Colombia. He has to at least draw this 4th set.
10, 10. Nueve, 9. Nueve, 9. 9. 9.
So, on to the last arrows, it's advantage Arcilla. Seconds to spare on that shot. He got a 9, so 28. So Dalmeida needs a 10 to draw. And he gets the 8, so it goes to Arcilla. And the match is squared at 4-4.
I think we should stop mentioning the wind, because as soon as we do, it picks up a bit. And
commentator's curse. But I was very interested to hear you tell me that there seems to be no wind range within archery. Doesn't matter how strong it is.
No, I have.
Resultado parcial oficial.
I have never seen
Ambos
a
arqueros
competition
tienen
being
4 puntos de
stopped
set.
or postponed because of the wind.
Official partial results.
The only reason
Each
I've
archer has 4
seen
set
one
points.
being postponed is because of lightning.
Set 5. A victory in the set, so winning the set will win the gold medal. But it can, of course, finish all square, and then we would go to a shoot-off. And 7.
7, 7.
Nice.
10, 10.
10. So 2 7s from Dalmeida in this match, his 2 worst arrows.
Siete, 7.
It's all going wrong for the
I don't
Brazilian.
think we can blame the wind on that one.
Lost concentration.
Nueve, 9.
When you hear the coaches count, you can understand how that adds to the pressure on these archers. Oh, it's a great
10,
final arrow,
10.
but is it enough? So Santiago Arthilla needs 7 to win the gold medal and become the Pan American champion. Oh, he gets the 7. He just does it. And it's 26-24. He wins it 6-4. And so the man, the underdog, the young man that hardly anyone had heard of going into the tournament, is going home with the gold medal and the title of Pan American Recurve Men's Champion. And I think it's just a relief for him, isn't it? The pressure is just draining away from him.
I don't think he was expecting that.
There we go. There we go. It suddenly hit him.
And Pan American champion Santiago Arthilla from Colombia. Silver medal in second place to Marcos de Almeida from Brazil.
Well, that's fantastic to see the 21-year-old from Colombia. His young teammate Jorge Enriquez won the Olympic qualifiers here yesterday in a masterful display of concentration, and we've seen that again with Santiago Arthilla to win the gold in the individual Pan American competition. And well, the pressure just melted out of him, didn't it? And suddenly he's gone to bits, and he's just gone for a little quiet moment. We want to speak to him and hear from him, of course, but we'll give him time to gather his thoughts.
Santiago, felicitaciones por este oro. Eres campeón panamericano. ¿Cómo te sientes en este momento?
Muy emocionado. Pues digamos que muy pocas palabras como por el sentimiento que me da. Porque es, digamos, un sueño más que uno alcanza como deportista y uno, digámoslo, poco experimentado en este élite de competencias, pero muy satisfecho porque realmente da fruto el resultado que uno ha obtenido con el esfuerzo, con los entrenamientos. Entonces es más que todo muy satisfecho.
Eres un arquero bastante joven que viene en crecimiento. ¿Cómo lograste medir el viento hoy y aprender a disparar las flechas que importaban para ganar cada uno de los sets?
Bueno, minutos antes en las prácticas, digamos que tuve algo de tranquilidad mental. Lo acepté que iba a ser algo complicado. Y digamos, no verlo como una dificultad, sino como un apoyo, una fortaleza que había que darle más fuerte, algo diferente que no se ve diario. Entonces, digamos, luchar contra eso y se dio, pues sí.
Colombia ya consiguió una plaza individual en el recurvo masculino para Tokio 2020. ¿Cómo ayuda este título en ese proceso?
Bueno, es bastante importante porque nos llena de confianza, no tanto a mí, sino a mi equipo, mis compañeros, porque realmente todos somos muy buenos, todos estamos en la capacidad de representar al país en el evento. Entonces, digamos, seguir trabajando, seguir entrenando juiciosos y que todo en su momento va llegando.
Muchísimas gracias y
So huge
felicitaciones.
responsibility representing your country, and the victories over the week will have done their confidence a huge, given their confidence a huge boost, according to Santiago Arthilla, and rightly so. So the best moments coming your way here of the gold medal match that saw Arthilla win 6-4 against Marcos de Almeida of Brazil, who takes the silver, and it means that overall Colombia take the gold, and it's 2 medals for Brazil in the silver and the bronze. And Sarah, I'm not sure about Almeida's new moustache, by the way.
Neither am I.
I wonder if it'll still be there for the next tournament. I look forward to finding out.
We'll find out pretty soon in Guatemala with the first stage of the World Cup.
That's it. Well, there is our Pan American champion for 2021, and you can see just what that means for the young man.
Bienvenidos a la ceremonia de premiación del Campeonato Panamericano Monterrey 2021. Premiamos la categoría recurvo masculino. Pedimos el apoyo de las autoridades para realizar la entrega de las medallas a los ganadores.
And do you see Colombia as being a real force at the Tokyo Games in 4 months' time?
We will
I
award
think
the Recurve
they
men
are a
division.
The guys seem to be quite young, so I'm not sure they have the right experience to podium there. But I think, why not be a surprise?
And it's looking good for the future, isn't it?
Yes.
For them, for the Mexicans and for the Brazilians, who have all performed
Premia
really well
el
here at
licenciado
the Pan
Oscar
American
Arturo Juan
Games.
Russell, subsecretario de Calidad para el Deporte de la CONADE. The awards will be presented by Oscar Arturo Juan Russell, CONADE's Sport Quality Subsecretary. Tercer lugar y medalla de bronce. Third place and bronze medal, Bernardo Oliveira de Brasil. Segundo lugar y medalla de plata, second place and silver medal, Marcus de Almeida de Brasil. Primer lugar, medalla de oro y campeón panamericano, first place, gold medal and Pan American champion, Santiago Arthilla de Colombia. Se entrega al campeón un trofeo otorgado por el comité organizador. Now, a trophy offered by the organizing committee will be presented to the gold medalist. Solicitamos respetuosamente a todos escuchar el himno nacional de Colombia. Those who can stand, please do for the national anthem of Colombia. Agradecemos la presencia de los países participantes, así como a las autoridades presentes. We thank the presence of the participant countries, also to the authorities.
So our 3 medalists make their way off the field, and we confirm that Colombia got the gold then, and Santiago Arthilla is our champion in 2021. And the other 2 medals going to Brazil, as you can see there. And the hard stare of our silver medalist. It didn't go his way in the end. It went to this man, Santiago Arthilla of Colombia. Well, it's been a hugely absorbing event here in Monterrey, and we've seen golds for Colombia and Mexico, and most importantly, we've seen a return to some kind of normality for competitive archery, which is fantastic news. And attention now turns to the Hyundai Archery World Cup, so make sure that you join us for the first stage in Guatemala City in April. And as we see our champion celebrate with tears of joy, from Sarah Priel and from me, Alec Wilkinson, it's goodbye.